नमस्ते बिटिया एवं सभी सम्माननीय अभिभावकगण। माई सेल्फ डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार वंगानी, प्रोफेसर एंड एचओडी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ रिपोर्टरी, फैकल्टी ऑफ होम्योपैथिक साइंस, जेएससी विद्यापीठ, वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी, जयपुर। I am here to tell you about a university mission course. It's very important, especially for uh, women's university, as we are running a women's university. That's why this topic here becomes very important. It is about gender sensitization. For that, I am going to share a PowerPoint presentation. Here we go. See, gender sensitization, यानी कि लिंग संवेदीकरण. It is about changing our behavior and instilling empathy into the views that we hold about our own or other genders. It involves raising awareness of gender equality concerns. लैंगिक समानता, इसके प्रचार प्रसार के लिए जो हम समझाइश करते हैं उसे हम जेंडर सेंसिटाइजेशन कहते हैं, लिंग संवेदीकरण कहते हैं. It helps people in examining their personal attitude and beliefs and questioning the realities they believe they know. कई बार लोग अपने मन में कुछ प्रिजुडाइसेस रखते हैं कि अगर उपरोक्त व्यक्ति एक औरत है तो वह ये काम कर सकती है, ये काम नहीं कर सकती है, जबकि ये सिर्फ एक दिमागी फितूर है, सिर्फ एक मन में एक साइकोलॉजिकली हमारा बनाया हुआ एक झूठा ज्ञान है, जिसको कि इस लिंग संवेदीकरण द्वारा दूर किया जा सकता है. First of all, you must understand what is the difference between sex and gender. In general terms, sex refers to the biological difference between males and females, such as genitalia and genetic differences, and hence it is anatomical and physiological. People are born female or male, but they learn to act as girl and boy while growing and developing into woman and man. These appropriate behavior and attitudes, roles and activities are for them, or this learned behavior is what presents their gender identity. तो वो मेल और फीमेल की तरह रहना धीरे धीरे सीखते हैं बॉय एंड गर्ल के रूप में, और मैन एंड वुमेन के रूप में वो डेवलप हो जाते हैं. तो जो ये सीखते हैं, दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज जेंडर. तो in a nutshell, we can call sex as an physiological term, whereas gender as socio-psychological term. Having a girl's body doesn't teach one to do household work or care for others. Having a boy's body does not ensure that they will be fearless, intelligent, and strong. These qualities are learned and taught to us at different stages in our lives within the family, school, community, and so on. It is one's upbringing that determines how one grows and what one becomes. Gender roles. A girl can climb a tree and a boy can cook food. All depends on training or upbringing. So gender roles are learned or conditioned by socialization process through various socializing agents. Differences do exist, but they are biologically rooted and culturally expanded upon. Gender roles are not static and vary with cultures, society, and historical periods. Gender stereotypes. Gender stereotypes are fed into the minds of individuals from a very young age, thus affecting the gender identity with which they identify themselves. The male stereotype is described through the three P's. The first P is provider, the second P is protector, and the third P is procreator. तो इस तरीके से शुरू से ही हमारे मन में प्रिजुडाइसेस रखे जाते हैं कि मेल ये काम कर सकता है, फीमेल ये काम कर सकती है. Female stereotypes, they belong to the world of motherhood, wifehood. They nurture to put her family's welfare before her own, be loving, compassionate, caring, nurturing, and sympathetic. So it's a stereotype. Gender stereotypes are harmful because they take a simple idea and try to say it works for everyone in a group. Gender stereotypes sometimes make people stop doing an activity they like and really want to do. They make it harder for people to be themselves and to like what they like. So it is all in India due to patriarchal society. पितृसत्तात्मक समाज. In a patriarchal society, women are expected to be obedient, submissive at all times. Gender-based violence is a phenomena deeply rooted in gender inequality and continues to be one of the most notable human rights violations within all societies. Gender-based violence is violence directed against a person because of their gender. Both women and men experience gender-based violence, but the majority of victims are women and girls. Gender-based violence and violence against women are terms that are often used interchangeably, as it has been widely acknowledged that most gender-based violence is inflicted on women and girls by men. Girls and women experience different forms of violence through their life cycle. Gender-based biased sex selection, neglect of girl child, forced early marriages, sexual abuse, dowry-related violence, trafficking, discrimination against widows, etc. These are the violence faced by various females at, in various stages of their life cycle. Sexual harassment in public places, streets, bus stops, schools, transport systems, etc. are faced by females. Serious threat of cybercrime and cyberbullying are often faced by females. Other such types of violence include home, educational institutions, community, and workspace. Gender equality, लैंगिक समानता. Gender equality doesn't mean that man and woman become the same. It means that their access to opportunities and life changes is neither dependent on nor constrained by their gender. It is achieved when women and men enjoy the same rights and opportunities across all sectors of society, including economic participation and decision making. And when the different behaviors, aspirations, and needs of women, girls, and men, boys are equally valued and favored. It also implies that the specific interests, needs, and priorities of girls or women and boys or men are taken into consideration, that the diversity of different groups is recognized, and that they can each make choices and not be limited by stereotypes and prejudices about gender roles in society. Gender equality is not only fundamental human right. It is not only a fundamental human right, but is a necessary foundation for a peaceful and sustainable world, for building prosperous societies and economies. By providing equal access to education, decent work, and representation in political and economic decision-making process, not only women should have rights, but all of this would benefit humanity at large. And to achieve substantive equality, we need to change. Substantive equality means पर्याप्त समानता. We need to change what? Number one, regressive social norms, such as those that perpetuate inequalities among different genders. Access. Women, girls should have equal access to family assets, property, bank loans, credit, and equal opportunities to take part in sports and public activities. Mindsets that devalue girls in society and consider them inferior and secondary citizens. Woman cannot take decisions in her home, cannot choose their life partner. Her family will decide, and so on. So such concept has to be changed. The mindsets have to be changed. Asserting. Women, girls learn to assert themselves and claim their rights and freedom. Social cultural practices. Those that disadvantage girls, women, such as dowry, sex selection of girl child, restricted mobility, and dress codes for girls, and that girls are only meant to take care of in-laws and so on. Such mindset has to be changed. Such social practices has to be changed. Right to work and earn for living. Girls, women stand up and say no to dowry practices, assert their right to work and earn her living, be independent and also take care of parents. So at Jyoti Vidyapeeth, we provide them such access to education of gender sensitization. We make them, उनको हम जागरूकता भी उनमें पैदा करते हैं कि उनके जो अधिकार हैं वो क्या क्या हासिल कर सकती हैं अपने हौसले से. अब आप देख सकते हैं किस तरह से कैंप में जो है बिटियाएं अपना रोल प्ले कर रही हैं और पेशेंट्स को डायरेक्टली वो हैंडल कर रही हैं, उनसे केस चेकिंग करके किस तरीके से उन्हें स्वयं दवा दे रही हैं, समझा रही हैं किस तरह से दवा लेनी है. अब देखिए बिटियाएं यहाँ पे स्वयं जो है एक हाई जो कोर्ट के अंदर जो कैंप लगा हुआ है उसके अंदर वकीलों का और जो अन्य पेशेंट्स वहाँ पे आए हैं उनकी टेस्टिंग कर रही हैं, ब्लड सैंपल्स ले रही हैं. ये एक अन्य जो है परिदृश्य है जिसमें बिटियाएं जो है एक कैंप के अंदर डायग्नोस्टिक प्रोसीजर्स कर रही हैं. आप देख सकते हैं men and women are working together having same responsibility. So thank you all for your precious time. Namaste.